What's up, everybody? Happy March! Mason and Austin coming at you with all the things. And oh my gosh, Mason, it's been a little different in the market recently, right?
It
A little
has. It's
different.
been an interesting market for sure.
Completely, y'all. There's a lot of questions and concerns, and a lot of it's around affordability. And so we are seeing more and more people that are wanting to downsize, but maybe having some constraints. And so we thought today would be a good opportunity just to let's talk about reverse mortgages, right? They have such a stigma. Let's get out there, right? Are you hearing these more and more in the market, Mason?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's one of those things that definitely has a stigma around it, but the reverse mortgage programs are so much different these days than they were in the past. And for some people, it does make a lot of sense. It's specific situations, but, having that in your back pocket, it can be a great tool for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought this was a cute little meme to make our thing like, oh, Tom Selleck, isn't he the cutest, right? Like, look at him. Look at him go. He's still got the mustache. I mean, that's fantastic, right?
Oh,
So I'll tell you, full disclosure for me personally, like we don't have kids. We tried, didn't work. And for us, our equity is just sitting there. And so when we are able to take advantage of this, this is going to be part of our financial plan, right? Whether we sell our property and do a purchase, because yes, you can do a purchase with a reverse mortgage, right? Or we stay in it and we refinance it. What I'm finding more and more people are realizing is that this is a three-factor tool, right? So if you're staying in your property and let's say you owe 500,000, can simply refinance the 500,000, go on with your bad self, right? You can do a sort of hybrid where you refinance the 500 but do a line of credit as well. And that line of credit, what I think is so impactful is that that grows over time. So
Mhm.
it grows with your age. So maybe you're in a situation where, your kids, like you want to help your kids buy a property and you can use that line of credit to give to them or even just a new first, right? And
Yep.
then that way you're not having a heavy financial burden until rates kind of settle out and maybe they can pay more of it, or you can just do a line of credit that'll grow over time. So I'm gonna stop the share. This is just cracking me up with this guy. I'm like
I
the
love it. That's
glasses.
awesome.
I'm like, dude, you look like Harry Potter like a little bit there, right? But
Well,
I
and
mean, go ahead.
honestly, that's such a huge, great point, Austin, too, because I mean, affordability is such a huge issue right now. And almost all of our buyers, everybody that we're dealing with, especially our first-time home buyers, they're getting help from somebody. It's from a parent helping them with a down payment or something like that. And most of those people have so much of their financial situation tied up in the equity in their home. So to be
Yeah.
able to tap into that and use that as a resource, that's a perfect example.
Yeah, I mean, we met with some clients this week and they're like, look, I want to see my kids benefit from my equity now, but I still want to live in my house, right? Like they don't want to see their kids like, oh, great, I'm gonna leave you a bunch of money when I die. Like that's not really fun, right? You don't get as many visits when you're dead, right? So again, they're seeing this as an opportunity that they can help their kids stay closer to them purchase and without, rocking the apple cart. Because one big misnomer about reverse mortgages is that, let's say like one spouse is 62 because that's the minimum age, and let's say the other one's 61, right? And then they get the reverse mortgage and the 62-year-old passes. Well, the 61-year-old, even though you have to be 62 to get a reverse mortgage, they're not kicked out of the house,
Yeah.
right? Right. So there's so much more safety nets for people these days that are going to help you stay in there, right? Like you could, again, in that same situation, maybe the older spouse needed to go into long-term care. Again, as long as that other spouse is in the house, it's not bringing all this back and it's non-recourse. So you're never going to owe more than the property's worth.
Right.
And that's such a big deal because that's not true on a forward mortgage. So a regular mortgage is called a forward mortgage, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you dealt with people, Mason, that have owed more than the property
Yeah,
is
no,
worth.
you're upside down on the house. You owe more than the house is worth. That's why back in the day, I mean, you saw so many people walk away from their homes altogether. They're like, I owe more on the house than it's worth. Why am I going to keep paying this mortgage? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And those had recourse. They had to pay money on that, right? They got a
Yep.
1099 just if they like got gambling winnings or something, which is
Yep. Yeah,
weird to think
absolutely.
that they pay
Yep.
on it. So I think this is something that people need to ask questions around. Our goal with this stuff is to bust some myths that are out there, make sure y'all are fully supported. But Mason, one thing I love about your team is just how hard you fight for your clients. Like we were talking before we started the recording of, these folks got a notice that they have to be out and you were able to negotiate. So they're literally moving the day they have to be out. Like that's huge, man. That's such a big win
Oh
right
man,
now.
it was a big win. I was, it tugged on the heartstrings this week. It's a family with young kids and they're in panic mode. They've been pre-approved for a while, but they've been kind of dragging their feet and they've been in their rental for less than a year. All of a sudden they get 30 days notice. They've got to be out in 30 days. We were able to find a place for them, get their offer accepted, get a 20-day escrow on it. Yeah, like you said, they're literally moving out the day they were supposed to be out of their rental. So it ended up working out, which I love. It's good stuff.
Yep,
You
housing
know,
stability is the key here, right?
yeah, I can't tell you. I mean, it's as you know, I mean, it happens with all of us. We encourage people, get pre-approved, at least know where you stand and everything like that. But it's just human nature. I do the exact same thing. I procrastinate. I'm a huge procrastinator. Don't get me wrong. But there's so many times in my career where something like this happens or something catastrophic happens and it pushes you, or, somebody falls and they get hurt and all of a sudden you need a single story as opposed to a two-story. The people that are proactive with their purchasing, with their buying, with their selling, with their real estate goals, fare so much better and there's so much less stress that hey, you got to be out on the street in 3 weeks. Like, good luck. Like, so
100%. I mean, I
yeah.
know what we do is not the fun part. What Mason does is the great part, and y'all would rather go look at properties with him than review your bank statements with me, right? But when we look at that ugly, when we look at that hard part, right, it's going to make everything else easier, right? It's like, just get it out of the way. We want you to win. We want your housing stability. We want you to build wealth, and we want you to use the wealth you've built to live the life that you want. So, Mason, I'm always grateful to be with you, man. You're just so awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin. That's why I love you and your team too. I mean, look at the conversation we're having today around reverse mortgages. You guys have so many tools in your tool belt to best serve your clients. You're so knowledgeable in all those things. You take great care of your clients, and I appreciate working with you guys. You are awesome.
All right. Well, y'all let us know what we can do to help you or anybody else all along the Central Coast, anywhere we got resources for you. And let's make it a great one. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye.